Hey everybody and welcome back. My name is Sue and I'm from OML Embroidery, and today on my Brother Luminaire 2 we're going to try something completely different. It's called couching. No, not that kind of couch. This kind of couch. And what you need is some wool, and this part, I don't know what it's called, but it says it has so embroidery couching. You can also do couching on the sewing end, but I'm going to do the embroidery end. This just pops in here. And the other thing you need is this foot. So the important things to remember is that you need to have your wool loose and ready. Now I made a huge mess of mine, but I just popped it up there and it will work just fine. I'm using slightly thinner, so they recommend you use a 4, and I'm using a 3, so that's the weight of the wool. And the other thing you need is this. But before we get started, when I change the foot, you can see where the needle is, and I'll put up a really nice close picture of it. You want your needle to be over to the left as far as possible. Now you don't want your needle to hit it, but the way to change it is here. This you have to use your tool for this screw, and you just turn it and the needle moves slightly. I actually because I have to sit far back because of all the cameras, I can't put my head right up there. I used my cell phone to get a close look at it. Can manually lower the needle and put it up to make sure you're right, and get in there and look really closely. So the last thing we need, and this is going to be a little awkward, is this little thingy thing. I don't know what it's called, and it's just for this purpose. So what we're going to do is pull the wool through it, and then you can see on this picture, if you're using the Move It foot for this, they show you how to do it. They don't have any groovy pictures for this, but it just literally goes through. Now again, I can't see very well, and this is so tiny. You want to make sure you don't lose this thing because it is pretty small. So I'm just kind of grabbing it from the back and pulling it through, and that's all you have to do. So it's a little bit easier than I thought it was. I just have stabilizer in my hoop because this is just simply an experiment. I want this to go forward. Right here under C, it looks like just lines. That is our couching designs. And if you look, there's quite a few of them. Some of them are quite interesting. These roses look really nice. I do love the butterfly. I might try that first, but this could be a gorgeous design. So what can you use them for? I've seen them for the backs of jackets, pillows. It's kind of an old-fashioned look to it. It's really nice. This would be gorgeous on the outside of an embroidery design, kind of like a frame. So look, there's lots and lots of different ones. I think they're pretty cool. This almost looks like quilting. So let's pick one. I don't know what the sizes are, but let's do this pretty butterfly. So that'll fit in. That one is basically 8 by 5. So let's set it. And because we picked this design, the machine is going to do everything that we need. We don't have to worry about it. And it goes really slow. So that's kind of cool. So focus in on here and let's get this started. So I'm going to hold this out and I'm going to press the start button. And it's going to do a couple of stitches. And let's see if I got it right. I got it right. Oh, isn't that awesome? All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop. And you don't have to keep holding the thread. I'm going to leave a little bit there. And now keep going and we can watch this stitch out, and let's see if I made any mistakes. But that was pretty easy to set up. I think it only took me 5 minutes to do it. What a pretty design. So, looks like everything is catching. I wish there was more variegated. Keep an eye on your wool and make sure it is, or yarn, I guess it's probably called yarn. I'm dating myself a little bit. That is really neat. Yeah, that's not going anywhere. So I'm using black thread too. I didn't know how much the thread would show up. It does a little bit. I think maybe white would look a little bit better, but it seems to be working fine. So obviously I had my needle in the right place. I should put some fabric because I love this. So make sure you keep an eye on your thread coming out. Your wool. Really nice. That's kind of cool. So it looks like it's just tacking down one part of it. So again, I didn't change the speed or anything. The machine does it itself. So we don't have to worry about that at all. And it does go quite a bit slower, and I think that's awesome. I'd like to combine embroidery with one of these designs. It's ever so pretty. It's got a nice rhythm to it too. I actually don't mind the black on it. It's fine. White, it would be hidden, but I think this is cool. So as this is stitching, I'm making sure that everything is nice and loose up here and it's working just perfectly. I like it. I wish I could get more colors in it, but it's not gonna happen. So just keep making sure that everything's nice and loose. I'm gonna be doing more of these. I'm thinking a pillow or a quilt would be awesome. Maybe I could design some of my own too. It's kind of an old kind of fashion style, and I really like it. It's different and so much easier to do on the embroidery machine than it would be doing, you know, on the sewing part. I suppose you would get good at it eventually, but look how pretty my curves are. Oh, look at that. And it's quite secure. It's not going anywhere. That's for sure. So still making sure everything's good. Look how beautiful that is. Oh, I'm so excited. Oh, we are getting a little bit of a color change. It's a little bit lighter, maybe. Yeah, I don't know why the variegated, the center of it was all green, but that's okay. I wasn't gonna waste anything. So this 3-weight, I think works fine. I was just kind of working with what I had, and what I'm using, the brand I'm using is Caron, and it is, they're really pretty. If you ever go into Michael's, you will see them sitting there, and they're cakes, they're called, and it's just awesome. Well, I got my thread, my wool caught. There we go. It got caught in the bobbin thingy that I never use because I don't wind bobbins. But I love it. So far, I think that's great. This is not the type of thing that you can just load your machine and walk away from. I think you should probably like sit here and watch it, because I've had to adjust my wool or yarn just about every time. But isn't that gorgeous? So this is an easy technique that you can use to embellish anything. I really like the frames, and I might actually do a frame on top of it, like in the top corner. And you can use all of the other benefits of the Luminaire to make everything fit. I think that butterfly's gorgeous. And I'm glad it goes nice and slow too. But I don't think it's going anywhere. Now washing, I think it'd be fine washing depending on what you're sewing it on, because the yarn is washable, and as long as you have good fabric underneath. Like, obviously I'm not gonna do anything with this because it's just stabilizer, but I like it. I think for the next one I will change the other thread and see how it looks with a different color, maybe pink or something like that, just to be dramatic. Now there's two ways you can handle these tails. You can cut it right off, or you can take your little metal pokey thing, put your thread through it, and then tuck it through where there's one of the holes and just tie it on the back. And the same thing for the ending piece. I'm glad I picked the butterfly. I really like it. So then we're going to do a trim. And it didn't trim the yarn, obviously, but you want to make sure you leave a tail so you can figure out what you want to do with it. And pull it out to the end of your hoop again. And I think we should be able to tuck that in through the back. I think that'll be easy enough. But how beautiful is that? Okay, so let's go to another one. And we're going to delete this one. Okay, yes. We're going to go back to the C here for couching. And I'm going to pick one of those frame designs, like right here. That'll be quick enough, and it just fits in my hoop. So let's go to set, and then let's scan it like this. That's the one I used before. It's not what we want, so we'll go scan, and make sure you hold your wool up. So it's gonna scan, so you can still use the same features that you know and love on your Luminaire to help make your couching projects perfect. I said problems, but I'm not having any problems. So nice little scan, and then yeah, beautiful. So then what I'm gonna do is just move this up and make sure it is centered properly. So I'm going to close the scan. I'm going to go to edit, and I'm going to go to move so I can have my little arrows here. So we're going to have to move it down. You can see at the top it's just a little bit out. What a cute little project though. And I think we have to move it over a bit. I think that's fine. So this piece here is the wool dragging through everything. Just ignore that part. It's still really, really easy to see. I think maybe one more. And looks like we're in, so let's go OK. Let's go to embroidery, and let's start it again. I'm going to pull some of my yarn down. And let's go. We'll do a couple of stitches again, and then we'll trim so we don't have this big piece hanging around. Well, I could probably do it while it's stitching carefully enough. Let's see how this one looks. I'm so excited. You could do the same thing on the bottom too and really have a gorgeous design. Yeah, I like that. Oh, it looks like we're a bit tight. I have it twisted now, so that might not be the greatest thing. And it keeps getting caught on stuff. My bobbin thing. So, yeah, let's be a little careful with that. Oh, it's wrapped right around my... How did I do that? Alright. We got it. Okay, it's been released. We'll try to keep it at the right-hand side on the top so we don't get... That's another thing that got caught on the stabilizer, so be careful of that. I wish it would change colors. I'm gonna have to do a lot of stitching. This is a little bit lighter, I think, but there's purples and burgundies in this yarn pack. And I'll show you guys what it is right at the end. But if that was, say, red or something like that, it would be a nice way also to use up little balls of yarn that you have left over. I think that would work really well as well. I think that's awesome. Yeah, you could just use a little bit, make sure you have, you know, more than enough, and that would make a good use of it. So this is almost a picture like this. I wonder if you can write letters, if that's a thing, because that would be really nice too. I'm gonna have to do a little bit of research into this and figure it out. Oh, I just love this design. That is so pretty. So I didn't change colors, but that's okay. I want it to all match. And I'm gonna figure out something to put at the bottom and or maybe embroider some words on it, and this is how you do couching. It's pretty cool, and it's almost done, and I really love that it's going nice and slow. And look, all my curves are perfectly done. I like it. So just remember to make sure that your needle is over to the left hand side. Make sure, of course, you change your... Did I forget something? Oh, I did. So let's stop this. I forgot one spot here. Okay, so I forgot to feed the wool through the pigtail, which is behind here for tension. So let's see if it changes any of it, like how it lays the wool down or yarn down, if it looks better, if we can tell. So yeah, I completely forgot about that part. I think it just helps keep it all nice, but don't forget about that. Maybe it's a little bit smoother and more consistent doing it this way. So yeah, don't forget about the pigtail. I totally forgot. Oh, that's so pretty. So yeah, I think it would be really nice to do the couching and then add some embroidery designs on the inside of it, or wording or something like that. So there you have it. That is how you do couching. So just as a reminder, I'm going to tuck these underneath. Just go through the one hole, tie it in a little knot. I've seen some people who just cut them off. I don't know if anything is going to become unraveled. So let's try an experiment and see what happens. And I think that looks great. So thanks everyone for watching. I hope you guys like this video. I hope you guys will try couching, and don't forget the pigtail step like I did, although I think I did a really good job of it. So thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!